Welcome back. We're doing the Atlantic Division now.
Yes, we are.
It's part of our divisional previews.
I think it's got to be considered the powerhouse division in the East now.
Yeah, I would agree. Philadelphia's much improved.
Yeah. Speaking of Philadelphia, let's start with them.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're really going in no particular order. There's no at all. Yeah, anyways. Philadelphia.
Yeah, good additions over the offseason. Briere, Hartnell, to name a few.
Tiemann was the best one, I thought.
Yeah,
I mean, as much as Briere and Gagne you think are good, people always assume that French-Canadian players are going to play well together. I think it's a dumb assumption. But as much as you think Briere and Gagne are going to make that team go now, I think Tiemann, the addition of Tiemann, I think his leadership's underrated. I think he's a total underrated player. He's a great defender. He's a great offensive defenseman.
Yep.
He brings that power play quarterback that they desperately needed on that team. I think Scott Hartnell's like a perfect flyer. He's kind of dirty.
Gets in the corners.
He'll score maybe 20, 25 goals this year.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be like a good player. I think him, Mike Richards, and Jeff Carter on the same line would be like a really good line. And
I think those two can really shake off their sophomore.
I think Jeff Carter's a good player, and I think Mike Richards, he's not like a great player, but he's a good leader, and he's like a gritty type of player. And I think Knuble, Gagne, and Briere on the first line is going to be really good. Maybe their only problem might be a little depth on defense. I think Biron is just above average in terms of goaltending. I don't think he's a great goalie. Minimaki as a backup's pretty good. I think he just kind of got shell-shocked last year playing behind such a bad team.
Yeah.
So I think the Flyers are going to be much improved, and I think they'll make the playoffs.
Do you think Ryan Parent's going to play?
I don't think they're going to rush him. Maybe they will if he might break camp if he has like a really good camp.
Yeah.
So Pittsburgh,
obviously amazing offensive team. I think they're going to be the best offensive team in the league this year. Defense always an issue with them again. Gonchar is their number one defenseman.
Yeah.
Terrible on defense. I think Mark Eaton's really underrated, but defense
they just picked. Well, there's rumors that they're picking up Danny Markov, so that'll be a good pickup for that.
Yeah, that would be.
But interesting to see how he did the salute to them. That's the last thing.
I wonder if there are any players remaining from then.
Probably not, but I mean it's pretty funny that he did that. So I think Markov. I would see Markov. You pair him with a guy like Gonchar, two Russian guys, two totally different players. I mean, it might augment Gonchar's lack of defense.
I think Markov would really whip him into shape too.
Oh yeah, Markov
and Yuskevich used to really collide.
And Markov's a jerk too. Yeah, and Markov's a bit of a jerk, and which I think that team needed because he'll do the dirty plays to defend Crosby and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and I think Jordan Stahl's a great player. Malkin obviously is probably going to get almost 100 points this year. Crosby, I don't think we need to say much more about him. I just think the thing that I didn't like that they did was they let Thibault go. I think that was a dumb move.
Yeah.
Fleury's too young to be facing the amount of shots he's going to face. He'll probably be facing 35 to 40 shots a game again because their defense is so bad. They're a running gun team.
Who's behind?
I don't know.
Fleury?
I think it's the guy who was in Vancouver. What was his name? Danny Savarin. Savarin. So like.
No, Fleury's not.
Fleury's playing 70 games this year, which is not good for him. So
young.
Well, a team that has lost a lot, the New Jersey Devils.
Oh, God.
What do you think?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, the loss of Rafalski really hurts. They pride themselves on their defense, and losing a guy like Rafalski, who was their number one defenseman, it's really going to hurt them. They are a defense-by-committee team, but, I mean, the defense has to be solid to play a solid defensive game.
The thing with the Devils is they always had that one stud.
Yeah.
They don't have that stud anymore.
Stevens, Niedermeyer,
Rafalski. And then Rafalski, but now it's Paul Martin. And Paul Martin isn't a stud. He's like a good third defenseman.
He's a prime minister.
Yeah, but like, the Devils, you're going to have Sajak and Parise step up and score a lot of goals. You're going to have, it's just, I don't know. The Martin Brodeur factor, of course, is always there, and then you have the Brent Sutter factor now as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Devils do. I just don't know about them. And from losing to losing more, the New York Islanders. First of all, why do you name Bill Guerin your captain?
Terrible.
And
that was our first video.
Yeah, and Comrie and Guerin, I mean, I don't quite understand it. I like them buying out Yashin, but they didn't spend money wisely. The cap room that they had. I just think it was more of a fact that no one wanted to go there because they have a crazy owner. It was too bad they couldn't keep Ryan Smith there because he's an Eastern Conference player playing in the wrong conference.
I agree.
But, no, I think the Islanders will probably be one of the worst teams in the league. And I don't think we need to say much more about him. I mean, Rick DiPietro's really good. I think he earned his keep last year, and I think he's going to earn his 15-year contract. But after that,
their defense is absolutely atrocious as well.
No, I know. And they cleared the cupboard for prospects when they got Ryan Smith. So
yeah, that's true.
It's going to be pretty interesting to see how the Islanders do this year. Well,
we know they have a goaltender for 15 years, though.
Yeah. On to a sexy pick for most. The New York Rangers. I mean, we could talk about Gomez and Drury all day, but I think it comes down to Henrik Lundqvist and Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah.
I mean, Jaromir Jagr's still the best player on that team, and Henrik, they're only going to go as far as those two can carry them. I mean, Drury's a great leader and all, and Gomez will rack up the assists this year, but it all comes down to Jagr and Lundqvist still. And their defense is a no-namer, but Tom Rennie has been playing a good, solid team defense system.
Yep.
So who do you think is going to be the division winner?
New York Rangers.
You know what? I don't like agreeing with you, but I got to go with the New York Rangers as well. I think for me it's Pittsburgh and New York, and then Philadelphia, New Jersey, and then the Islanders.
Yeah, I'm picking the Islanders as my worst team.
Yeah,
just because Philadelphia was last year, but they're so much improved this year.
Yeah. I think the only problem Philadelphia might have, I still think they have a good chance of missing the playoffs.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to see how they all gel together.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think they'll be fine.
I agree.
I think they'll all gel together fine because I think Hartnell, Timonen, and Briere are all like decent guys. Although I really don't like Briere that much. I think the French-Canadian factor. Because apparently all these guys play together in the off-season. That's all we ever hear.
Yeah.
Who knows? But anyways, yeah, that's who we'll pick. So who's your MVP? Obviously, Sidney Crosby. We don't even need to talk about the divisional MVP here because we both picked him as the Art Ross winner.
Yeah.
So, all right.